Many times in my life I had the feeling that I'm finally progressing, I'm becoming wiser, I have more knowledge in a specific field. But later I to certain situations when I felt that I'm total idiot. I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say, I'm just staying paralyzed. Later I realized that anxiety is making me idiot. Look, we are trying to improve ourselves every day. We are trying to read something, consciously or unconsciously, in order to know something more about the world. Maybe about some news from television, maybe about specific field of psychology, or whatever you're interested about. But later, when we get into lower vibrations, when we feel anxiety and stress in our body, we don't have access to all this knowledge that we have in our head. When you get at ease, when you get into flow state, suddenly we feel like we know everything, we know a lot of things. Even if we don't have specific knowledge about something, our head is more open, are more susceptible for new information, and later we can tell something wise, something smart about something, even without having this deep knowledge about specific thing. I hope you know what I mean. For example, when we get into flow state, we feel that everything we do is good, is something pretty. But when we feel this anxiety tension, for example, when we come and meet new people, later we look at our behavior, what we did, and we think, that was horrible. I could say this a lot better than I said. Anxiety is making ourselves idiot, because in this state we are in danger and we are not able to access our knowledge, our abilities fully. If anxiety is making you feel like an idiot, that's great, because you realize something, that you should not judge yourself in situations when you felt a lot of stress and anxiety. You should not judge yourself in these situations, because later you will come to the conclusion that, okay, I'm improving myself, but when I got something to do really hard, I cannot do this. And later you come to the conclusion that you're powerless in a lot of situations, and then it can create learned helplessness, that you cannot do what you want to do, because you're preparing this knife, but when it comes to battle, you cannot even fight. You don't have courage to take this sword and to... Because our anxiety is something that we need to accustom ourselves to be calm when we are feeling anxiety. This is paradox, but we can feel anxiety and at the same time not feel paralyzed and create this thing that we can do things in spite of feeling anxious. And later, we will have more access to our knowledge, to our abilities, to our charisma, to our energy, to our rational thinking while we are feeling anxiety. But we have different traumas from the past. When we don't take care of them, they are still in us, and in certain situations they are creating more or less stress, and we are paralyzed in these situations. You click this video because you saw that anxiety makes you feel like an idiot, and I want to explain to you that every person, even most intelligent ones, can feel as they are idiots in a lot of situations, not only because they don't know something, but because they feel anxious. Maybe it's their first time when they are coming on stage, they are talking to thousands of people, and suddenly their head is totally empty, but they don't know what to say. In flow state is key in these situations, and we should stop to rationally overcomplicate everything, because when we feel anxiety, we usually are in a state of flight or fight or freeze, and in this state we cannot access our higher self, and we become very constrained, and we are basically not ourselves. Later we look at ourselves in this particular situation and we think, what I've done? I was not able to think clearly in this situation. Why I told this stupid thing to this person? We need to master flow state in states of anxiety. we should observe what is happening in our head, and suddenly you will notice that if you just try to be in these situations, not to necessarily all time quit this anxiety, big stress, you will notice that over time you will get more choice in these situations, and you will be able to access more of yourself, more of your abilities, more of your potential. Because see, if you are in dopamine, serotonin spike, we are feeling that, oh, life is just beautiful. I can sit, do nothing, on an island on Hawaii, just look and just admire how world beautiful it is, whilst having this cup of wine with your love of your life. In this state, you feel that you have access to all your memories, all your knowledge, and people around you admire you. Wow, this man is so intelligent in these situations. Because when we are when we are at ease, we're becoming fully ourselves, and we have access to what we want in our brain. We don't have this tension, I need to remind myself this, I don't know what to do. In state of anxiety, we never know what to do that will be best for us in the long term, okay? Because in anxiety, we often want to do things instinctively, only to just get rid of this anxiety. And when we feel anxiety around people, we lose control over our body language, over our tone of voice, over our eye contact, and later everything is messing up. And it's also multiplying by fear of losing control. And this is paradox, because we are afraid of losing control, but we can create our habits, our body language, our eye contact, our tone voice, and later be automatically okay even in states of anxiety. And this will alleviate this state of anxiety when you master your body language, even if you feel stressful in social situations. So remember, don't care too much about feeling sometimes stupid, sometimes like idiot, sometimes like imbecile, because we all feel this sometimes. In order to feel smarter, to have more access to your higher self, to your higher potential in anxious situations, you should first write what you're afraid of. Okay, sometimes we don't know what we are afraid of, but deeply our fear and anxiety is caused by something. In most cases, it's caused by experiences from the past. So you have to dive into your past, write what things you're afraid of, by which things, maybe by which events you are traumatized. You have to acknowledge this, you have to work with this. This is not going to be easy, but over time, when you will deeply understand yourself in this situation, you will be able to access more of yourself in anxious situations, and later you'll need to look at yourself and think, oh, I acted as an idiot. No. The more you will practice being present in situations when you feel this anxiety, and when you will quit your head, and you will start to experience these things in a new way, not through interpretation of your mind from the past, you're going to create new pathways, and your mind is going to understand that this situation is not dangerous anymore. I'm feeling more at ease. I can be fully myself. I don't need to force myself to be who I not am. I can access these higher emotions. I don't need to feel stressed around people and feel that I'm nothing. It's also a matter of self-worth, okay? Remember that our intelligence is is influenced by our vibration. It's not only a thing that we are born with. There are over 20 types of intelligence: social intelligence, emotional intelligence, etc., etc. And we need to remember that we should not create judgment based in situations of stress, of anxiety, because we are not rational. And later, if you even if you go in this state of anxiety, later don't judge yourself that you acted as an idiot, because anxiety is debilitating for us, and it's always going to in some way limiting. And when you feel anxiety in certain situation, this unhealthy anxiety, I hope you know what I mean, because on some level this mild anxiety sometimes can be okay and motivating, but in most cases anxiety is paralyzing for us. And in this situation, remember, you're never going to perform as at their fullest potential in these situations. So this is thing that we need to work on to make better performance while anxiety. Acknowledge this feeling, start to observe it in your body where it's accumulating, and later expose ourselves for situations when we feel anxiety, and over time it will disappear slowly and we will access more our potential in situations when we are afraid, when we expose ourselves for new dangerous experiences, because our ego is afraid of unknown. And when we will discover unknown more and more, we are going to feel much more ease, and we will not be able to lose what we have, because we will understand that what we have is illusion, because on this earth we don't own anything. We are just here to experience. That's all. That's all for today's video. I hope you liked it. Leave a comment, like, share it, because this is a very important message, and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.